Today, we are exploring a new community that is honestly one of a kind. We are out here in New Braunfels at Legacy at Lake Dunlap, where you get your own private access to the river or Lake Dunlap. Let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you would like to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas like New Braunfels, make sure you subscribe or tap the bell for notifications to ensure that you're one of the first to be notified when we bring you new market updates. My name is Katie Powers, and my husband Steven Garza and I get phone calls, emails, and texts from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move into the area. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months from making that transition, we would love to hear from you. All of our information is listed right below, and Steve and I would be honored to be your realtors of choice. Now let's dive into the beautiful Legacy at Lake Dunlap. This community is located in New Braunfels, right off Highway 46 and I-35. So I-35, and then you're about 2 to 3 miles down 46. This community is so unique because A, it's new build, so they're only on their first phase. They have 3 more phases to go. But also you have private access to the river. I'm calling it a river because it's actually a river, but in this area they call it Lake Dunlap because the river is much wider in this area, so it feels like a lake. But either way, you're gonna have beach access, meaning you're gonna have your own private key fob to access it. We're gonna go over that a little later in this video, so you wanna stick around. And again, always stick around till the very end so I can show you a map video. You can see exactly where this location is, and you can decide whether it's the right community for you. Home prices in here are gonna range. We have 45-foot lots and 60 lots, but we have 5 builders and 5 model homes to go through. So this might be a longer one than normal. Grab your popcorn, grab your coffee or your cocktail, and let's go check out some gorgeous homes. All right, welcome to the beautiful Drees model here at Legacy. And this floor plan is a beautiful 1-story floor plan. You're gonna love it just like we do. But you walk in, you've got really good ceilings. I mean, they're high, they're not your 22-foot, but it's not a 2-story. If you built a 2-story, you would have that. But you do have an office here. The rep is out showing, and so this is locked, so we can't go in. But I do want to show you, it does have some beams in there. They put that brick. Cool thing about Drees is they are a custom home builder, so they can do a little fancy additions to it for you instead of like a Highland or a Perry that's more not as custom, I guess. But as you walk in, you've got a really wide hallway here, which is great. Perfect staging here to show you can fit a bench or some type of furniture there. Now you come to here at this point and you can go either way. We're gonna go this way to the 2 secondary bedrooms right over here. So you do have a Jack and Jill. This one does have a single sink. I'm sure you could upgrade it to a double sink if you needed to, and then a shared shower tub and toilet. And then again, the second bedroom. You do have walk-in closets. And then as we come in here, we can cross the other way to your guest bath. Full bath with a shower. I will notate they did tile all the way to the ceiling. And then you have your guest, you can't really call it a suite because there's not a bathroom attached to it, but you do have a 3rd bedroom here with a closet. You do have the bathroom right across the hallway, but it is not an ensuite bathroom. And then you do have your great laundry room. This is a great size laundry room for all of you Northerners that say our laundry rooms are small. This one does have a sink. And then you do have a little coat closet here because it's coming right off the garage. So this floor plan does have a 3-car garage.
Interior, garage, door, open.
Let me get a light on here. Here we go. So this is a gas community. So you have a tankless water heater and you have 3-car garage, right? So it's not tandem. It is a full 3-car. This is a finished out garage. This is what a builder would call finished out, right? You've got baseboards all along the side. They have textured and painted the walls. It's not just sheetrock, tape and float. They did texture and paint it. And at this price point, you will get your garage motors. So let's go check out the rest of this gorgeous home. All right, so we're back in the hallway. We just saw those 2 bedrooms, then we saw the suite. So now we're back in this hallway. I do wanna mention how wide it is. These are built on a 60-foot lot, so you do get the wider hallways because it's a larger lot size. I do want to point out all these little extras, right? They did add lighting in the wall. I don't know if you guys like it. I just think it's so cool. I know it's not that big of a deal when you're building a home, but you just don't see it in all the track builders. So it's a cute little feature, a little custom feature. You do have your media room here. Flex room, media room. It is in the middle of the home. There are no windows, so it is meant to be a media room. But you do get this flex room plus that office in this floor plan. Now, when you walk in here, I want to talk about open living space. This is it. If you like the dining room off to the side, this floor plan really gives you that defined. You can even see the arch here. It really does define this as a separate room, even though it's very open. So I know some of you really like that. Petersons, I know you're watching. That is a really cool feature that Drees / old Monticello used to do. Drees has taken it over, so you do get a really defined space, even with the kitchen. Check this out. How beautiful is this? This is huge, huge island. You've got lots of counter space with your range, gas cooking. They did the 2-tone cabinet, so you've got a darker wood over here and then like a painted gray with the gold pulls. Again, builders don't automatically put the hardware on the cabinets. This is something you can upgrade and have them do it, or an easy fix that you could do yourself post-close, right? But you've got lots of drawers, cabinets, big sink. I love the gold. I'm really loving it. This is a very different fixture with it not being all one, right? It's kind of cool. Okay, so big feature. You only have 2 pendants here. The age-old question, do you do 2 or do you do 3? I probably would have done 3, but then you lose, that, I don't know. Some designers say that if you want a really nice vent hood, then you don't want to block it with a pendant. I don't think that's a really fancy vent hood, so I probably would have put a 3rd one. You never know. But then you have your separate eat-in kitchen over here as well. So 2 eating areas, right? Big living room. They added in the beams, which is really nice. And then you have your primary bedroom over here. Now, before we go into the primary, I do want to show you this. Steve is going to talk on the neighborhood information, but this is a really good map for you to see what's coming. This one is just showing the common area that you're going to have. This neighborhood will not have a pool because you have lake, and let's be real, it's not a lake, it's a river. They call it Lake Dunlap, but it's a river. You'll have river access, but this is going to have, you'll have a pickleball courts. This is really cool. You'll have a big open lawn seating area, and all of this going around is like, they're calling it a seat wall. So they're gonna have places for people to come and sit, but a great open area to come and hang out. You'll have a playground and then some picnic table areas. So really just a cool place to come hang out in the neighborhood. Steve and I are predicting this will be a very heavy golf cart community. When you've got some cool amenities, stuff like this, and lake access, people are gonna be getting those golf carts and they're gonna be driving all around this neighborhood. That's our prediction. It's not here yet, but it's coming. Now let's go jump over to the other one and show you what the lake access is gonna look like. So we're right here. Right when you come in, you've got, your little alleyway of all of the models. But this is the neighborhood. This is the stretch. All right, so you do have the river right here, Lake Dunlap. You are gonna have a community park here. So this little elbow, you're gonna have an access. They're gonna put a lake access, like a gate. So you'll have a little key fob or something to have access to that as the neighborhood. It is not open to the public. So you'll have a little community park here, and then they're working with the city. It's not complete yet, but the developer is thinking he's gonna put like a beach access type thing here. These lots here are gonna be custom homes. So it is not gonna be any of these 5 builders that we're touring today. It's gonna be custom, and those are probably gonna sell well over $1 million, probably 1.5 to 2 million, because they're gonna have their own individual river access. Okay, let's go check out this master suite so you can see how gorgeous it is. All right, so we are in the master suite. Sorry, I had to look at the microphone, make sure my necklace isn't making some weird noises there for you guys. You've got tray ceilings here. Again, put a ceiling fan. It probably comes with a ceiling fan. Most builders are gonna give you ceiling fans in the living room and the primary, but you've got a wall of windows here. They did a little bump out, not really a bay window because it's not curved, but these windows do open. So you'll notice in the living room, they are just picture windows. These do open so you can air out the home. Gorgeous, gorgeous bathroom. I didn't even turn lights on for you guys. This is a very popular primary bathroom floor plan with your separate vanities. They are the exact same size. Nobody's getting more counter space than the other. But I do want to point out how high these countertops are. I'm 5'2", I'm short. And this is like, I don't even have to bend over, right? So the Joneses, I know you're watching, this is a great idea for you. They just kind of put the cabinets on like a little pedestal thing. Kind of cool. So you've got your soaking tub here in the middle with a little chandelier. I would probably make it a little prettier, saying. But then you have a walk-in shower behind, which is really nice. I really like the hexagon tiles they chose here, giving it like a little accent. I also really like the window here is not so low. Like in some of them, they make it all glass, and I mean, I don't know, it's kind of weirds me out, but when it's a little higher, it doesn't feel so invasive. All right, so you got a pretty good walk-in closet here. So this is your primary closet, pretty good size, and then we'll go around the other side of the shower and tub, and you'll see you'll have your own throne. It's just your toilet room. But it does have, you could add in a cabinet there if you wanted to. So, all right, that's what we've got for the interior of this home. Let's check out the outdoor living. All right, so this one does feature a great covered patio. They did showcase what you can do, right? It is a gas community, so you can put gas stub outs on the patio, and you can even, when you're building, add in your exterior water line there, so you could have a sink and then a full gas grill. This is a really nice grill. And Steve's already formulating plans of barbecuing. But a great size yard, covered patio, they put a fan in. All right, so that is what we have for you for Drees Custom Homes. Now, I do want to point out pricing and lot sizes because this neighborhood does have something for everyone, right? These are 60-foot home sites. So when I say 60 foot, it is the front footage of the lot, right? Not the depth. The depth is going to be different depending on your lot, but all of them with Drees, and I'm pretty sure Toll Brothers, we'll double check there, but those are going to be 60-foot lots, meaning you've got more space. You can have this big one-story that fits on a lot. You're not going to get that on a 45-foot lot. You're definitely going to have to go 2-story when you get in the smaller lot sizes, but this 60-foot gives you a little more elbow room between your neighbors and allows you to get that 3-car garage next to each other. Steve can even pan around and you can kind of see these are the 60-foot lots they're building behind us. So you can see the homes are a little bigger. They're a little more elbow room in between your neighbors. So for a Drees Custom Home, they're stating that the prices start at $485. You're not landing there. So everything for sale inventory-wise in here is in your upper fives, so $585 to $650. That's where you're gonna land for a custom Drees home here in Legacy at Lake Dunlap. Let's go check out some other gorgeous homes. All right, welcome to Toll Brothers. I do want to point out this covered patio is very large with some extra light coming in. We just don't really typically see such large covered patios on the front, so it's worth bringing up. It also has a window in here, so you're getting that light from that other peak in here. So any additional natural light you can get in a home is wonderful. But you walk in, boom, 22 foot ceilings, super high. Again, Toll Brothers decks out their models, so keep that in mind. You've got 2 gorgeous chandeliers. You've got all of this, decorative paneling. I keep calling it paneling, but it's not really paneling, it's just deco, right? But it's gorgeous. So as you come in, you have your beautiful staircase, but you also have your office and a guest suite. So we're gonna take you into the guest suite first. You do have a half bath here, which is great for your guests. What do y'all think of that wallpaper? I personally feel like it's a little busy, but to each their own as I run into the dresser. So you have a great guest suite here. These ceilings are really high for a bedroom. So it really feels very inviting, and it also makes the room feel larger than it is. It's a good sized room, but higher ceilings really make it feel larger, big windows. It's beautiful. It has its own ensuite bathroom with a walk-in shower. Love that tile. That picket style tile is definitely coming in big on all these models. All right, let's check out this office. Now, Toll Brothers has taken off the doors in models. It helps it feel bigger. So just keep in mind, you do get to choose it will be double doors. You get to choose the type of glass and what you want the doors to look like when you build. They also added in these built-ins. You can do this with the builder, it's just extra, but very large, great windows. What do y'all think of that light fixture? It's like LEDs, it's kind of cool. I don't know that I've seen anything like that yet. I also like pointing out, like I did in the last one, these aren't actual lights, they just put candles in here, but how cool would it be if you added like sconces, lights next to your painting right there? It's kind of cool. All right, so then you have your laundry room right over here. Also access to the garage. This is a pretty good size laundry room. It does feel a little compact, but I do want to point out there is a full-size fridge in here. That's a next level beer fridge, snack fridge, but they also added all those cabinets in here. Your garage access is here. It is a 3-car tandem garage. It is actually the office for the sales rep, so we're not going to go in there. But you also have a coat closet here. They're using it for their internet stuff, but really great placement for that coat closet. you're right off your entry, but also your garage access, so pretty cool. Since we love storage, I also want to point out they really used every nook and cranny of this house. You have additional storage. It goes underneath your stairwell or staircase. We call these in our world the Harry Potter closets. The kids really love the Harry Potter closets, so that's really cool. As you come in here, it just opens up again. It's absolutely stunning. Beams 22 feet high. They've tiled this fireplace all the way to the ceiling, then done the decorative paneling on all the walls all the way to the ceiling as well. It just feels so grand. Something about these tall ceilings, it just feels so big. It is big, but it feels even bigger. And then you have the kitchen. What do y'all think of this? We don't typically see black countertops with black cabinetry. Gray, it's a dark gray with black. What do y'all think? I think it's a really great contrast because you go so stark white on the major cabinet, so I think it's a really cool play on. But you've got double ovens with a microwave, a really good sized pantry. So let's talk about upgrades. Just because we like to give it to you real, and Toll Brothers really does upgrade their models significantly. So your base is gonna have your main cabinets. These uppers are extra. Upgrade, you're gonna love that word when you're building a home. And then anywhere that you see the glass in the cabinets, every builder's cost is a little different, but they're typically $250 per pane. So this would be a $500 cabinet add-on just to have the glass in there. That is not including your uppers. So you'll see a lot of uppers with glass. That is like an upgrade on an upgrade. Gas cooking. I'm not sure if this gas range is upgraded, but my spidey sense tells me it's very upgraded. You probably wouldn't get a 6-burner on your base level. They're gonna have you upgrade those appliances, but I mean, they're pretty, right? They're super pretty. Big sink. Everything's an upgrade. That sink's probably a small upgrade. That faucet is definitely an upgrade. But you do have 3 pendants here. I probably would have spread them out a little more. You know, they never ask me these things. But really great space. I love this buffet that they continued over here. Most likely an upgrade. It could come with this floor plan. I haven't asked the rep, so that's something, if you like this floor plan, we'll definitely explore more. But it is nice having it continue into this big dining room. And guys, this is a very big dining room. This table is huge and it fits easily. I mean, everybody can pull their chairs out in here and not hit the wall, right? Like there's still room here. So very roomy, very spacious. I don't know the square footage of this living area, but it is phenomenal. Let's go check out this primary bedroom. All right, check this beauty out. Look at these beams. Now I know this, and maybe you guys know this, they're just wrapped and then stained, but they look like real beams. I just love them. I love when they stain them a wood color, especially this darker wood. I think they pop more. Some people just like them white. In my opinion, why pay for the beams if you're gonna paint them white? But to each their own. I love the wood stained beams. I don't know, I feel like you're bringing country home. It just feels good. I love the shape of this ceiling as well. It's not your standard tray ceiling, feels very open. Now your primary bathroom is stunning. 2 vanities, the same size with a big tub in between and a big walk-in shower. Now, you do have the, what am I trying to say?
Rain shower.
The rain shower. Thank you, Steve. My brain doesn't want to work. I do want to point out, I just love the attention to detail The fact that they added this tile on the inside of the window and put it all the way to the ceiling, it's just that touch. Now, I do want to keep in mind when you are building this, they're going to do this is considered a wet area, so they do automatically give you a tile to choose up to the window height. To the window height in this section, okay? So where you see tile all the way around, that is all an upgrade. Just keep that in mind. It's all an upgrade. Tile to the ceiling in the shower on all 3 walls, upgrade. They're typically gonna go to 7 to 8 feet. It's just gonna depend on the builder. You have your throne room in here, and then you have a good sized closet. It's like a standard size. What do you think? Let's go check out upstairs. All right, so we're upstairs now. As you can see, you can look right down in to your living room area. I could tell you right now, my kids would be asking me to throw them up snacks from the kitchen. You have to have a pretty good arm. It's pretty high. All right, so you have 2 bedrooms up here. We're gonna go down to the first one, which is very private on this separate hallway. Good size room. Lots of space. It does have its own bathroom. All right, so on to the next bedroom. I don't want to fall off this thing. Okay, so we have a full bedroom with a full bath, but the bathroom does have access from the hallway and also from the bedroom. You'll have doors. It just doesn't have doors on it right now. But you have access from either place. Good sized walk-in closet. Super cute. I also want to point out, as you've seen throughout this model, some of these doors have glass paneling, a clear glass paneling in them. Toll Brothers, for some reason, does this in their models, but when you go to the design center, that is not an option for you. Unless they've changed it in the last 6 months. That is not an option. So if you're in love with the glass panel doors, just know, when you go to design, they only give you an option of frosted glass or no glass. So that was a shocker for some of our clients. But here's your game room, good sized game room. I also want to point out the flooring. Steve and I have been going back and forth on, is this true wood floors or an engineered wood floor, or is it vinyl plank? Honestly, we don't know. They make luxury vinyl plank floors so well now. I can't tell the difference, but either way, it's a beautiful floor. Then you come into this gorgeous, gorgeous media room. I love this. The black and white, it's like timeless, right? But this is a massive media room. Massive. They did some great upgrades with the cabinetry in here, and we have seen some clients do this, but we've also seen some of you forego this and build like a bar area in the back corner, because this is such a large room. You have plenty of room to do that. I also want to point out the carpet. Typically for a media room, you go a little darker, but this is like walking on air. So they definitely went some high grade padding underneath because it feels amazing. But overall, great floor plan, right? Let's go check out the outside. All right, so we have slider doors here. They are 3 panels, but 2 of the panels open. Whoops, it didn't grab it, did it? Because 1 panel stays, right? And then you also have a door outside of the dining room. They chose to put in the tile that looks like wood out here on the patio. That is an upgrade. It's typically just a slab. But Toll Brothers always does some great flat work on the extras over here, but you could put your gas stub out here if you wanted to do your outdoor kitchen on the patio, but they chose to do some flat work and create it out in the backyard. I think it's gorgeous. It's a great floor plan. So this floor plan's over 3,900 square feet. It is a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath with an office, a game room, and a media room. You have everything. It checks all the boxes. You guys see that hornet's nest? Steve keeps eyeing it. He's getting a little nervous. Doesn't like hornets. Welcome to Texas. We have hornets in the summer. So anyway, if you want to build with Toll Brothers, you are looking at 60-foot lots. That's what they're building on here. Just like Drees Custom Homes. Your price point, while they say they're starting at $490, when you build with Toll Brothers, you're never gonna, really any builder, you're never gonna end where it starts. You can expect to be at $550 up to $750 with Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is going to be the most expensive builder in this community. They do have one inventory home listed at $781. So could you go that high? Absolutely. My suggestion would be to stick around the 6s into the low 7s just to make you comparable and you're not being the highest or most expensive home in the neighborhood. But all of that, they have lots of floor plans ranging from mid-5s to mid-7s. If this is something you're interested in, give us a call. All of our information is listed below. Drop us a comment. Who do you like more? Because really, when you're comparing 60-foot lot builders in this community, Drees and Toll Brothers are gonna be very comparable. They're gonna be that higher level. They're all great builders in here, but if you're willing to spend that $600-700, it's really, I'm curious what you think. Drees or Toll Brothers? Drop us a comment, let us know. Let's go check out some other homes.
Front door.
All right, welcome to the Perry floor plan here. They do have 2 different size lots that you can build here in Perry. So this is going to be on your 50-foot lot because you can spread out a little bit more. So it's a very large 1-story floor plan. So let's take a look. If you were coming to see this home and it wasn't the model, you would have a wall right here. This would be, so you would have a true hallway here. This would not be open, but you have great high ceilings with the tray ceilings. You could add in chandeliers there if you wanted to. And then you have your guest bedroom right here off the front hallway. Bedroom 1. And then you have your secondary bathroom here. And then bedroom 2. Very common floor plan to have 2 bedrooms at the front with walk-in closets. Good size closets. And then in this hallway, again, wall here, your door to your garage would be here. So you have a nice little area for shoes and backpacks, all the things, and then a door into your 2-car garage. In this hallway, you have your laundry room right off the main hallway. And then you have another guest suite or your 3rd bedroom down this hallway. And this one does have its own bathroom and walk-in closet. So it is a true suite with a walk-in shower, good size closet. And then you have a linen closet here and a coat closet here. So you do have 2 extra closets right here in this hallway. And then as you come in, you have a gorgeous kitchen. This, if you do not like, I mean, we hear a lot of clients that say they don't like the shotgun view where you have like kitchen dining room and living room all in one room. It's not separated, but they do put this buffet in, which really does help define this space, right? So you can definitely tell this is your dining room. When it's not staged, if you didn't have this, it does start to look like just one big, large living room. But beautiful kitchen, gas cooking. They did tile it to the ceiling. That is an upgrade. Corner pantry. They do quartz. And one thing that Steve and I love about Perry is they do a lot of this tile that looks like wood. And in their base package, you get a lot of options. So if you like the wood-like tile, that is a very standard feature in Perry, and you get lots of options as a standard, which is really nice. You also have your flex room over here. So could be office, could be game room. They put a beautiful beam in there, my favorite. So you can really choose how you want to use that room, which is kind of cool. And then you have this beautiful living room. You can choose the fireplace or not. Totally up to you. And then you have your primary all the way separate. So it is a true split floor plan. And you have your primary on the back of the house. Beautiful. Now, Perry did put windows that open in here. I do want to point out, in the living room with Perry, if you're building an inventory home, they typically will put beautiful picture windows, but they do not open. So that has really been the only complaint, truly, from our clients that are buying inventory homes from Perry. They do it because they're so energy efficient, right? They don't have the seam. It's super energy efficient. Your electric bills are going to be really low with Perry. They are Energy Star rated. But if you built from scratch, you could make those changes if you like to air out. I always think, like, what if I cook bacon and burn it? Because I'm trying to do 75 things at once, which is the story of my life. And then I burn my bacon and I can't open the window. That's where my brain goes. Y'all might not burn things, so it might not be a big deal to you, but just something to keep in mind. You do have two vanities. I will say, I love this blue. It's like a navy, but then not navy. I don't know. The dark blue with the gold is beautiful. Perry also does these framed in mirrors. So it is a little extra to do the gold. We just had a client close on one. They chose all of this the exact same, other than the color of the cabinets, but the gold fixtures and all of that. It wasn't very expensive to frame in those mirrors, but it really does give you an extra color pop in your bathroom. Beautiful soaking tub. And Perry has two closets in their primaries. They're smaller, but you do get two separate ones. So this is closet number one. You have your linen closet here with this little baby door. And then you have your second closet here. So, and then it's hardwired, all your smart stuff goes in there. And then you have this really nice walk-in shower. What do you guys think of these tiles? They're textured. I will say, because the ceiling is so high, again, I'm 5 foot, you do a step down. It doesn't feel as boxy because it's so high. So, and they have a vent in the shower. That's very smart. Okay, let's go check out the outdoor living. All right, so you have sliders in the model, of course, but like if you were building, you could choose this. It's not gonna come standard. It's typically gonna have a row of windows with a door, a regular door. But you can always add a slider. They're beautiful. They continued the same wood-like tile. Look at the little cricket. In the same pattern from the outside. A little cricket. So it really does help expand the space. So if you did want to do like a party and open up all of this, it really brings that space out here. It's beautiful. This is a very large lot. It is a model lot, not your typical shaped lot. So what do you guys think? You do also have your gas stub out over here, so you could put your outdoor kitchen here. But overall, great one-story floor plan with 4 bedrooms, right? And three full baths, right? Beautiful floor plan, great one-story. So here in Perry, you do have 2 different size lots. So it's gonna depend on the size lot, whether a 40-foot or a 50-foot lot. The 40-foots are gonna range $375 and up, and then your 50-foot lots, which are the larger floor plans because they're on larger lots, those are gonna be closer to your mid-4s into your upper 5s and into the 600s. So you have a big range here. Whether you're looking to be around $375 to $400, we can get you on a 40-foot lot. If you're looking to spend a little bit extra, we can definitely get you on a larger floor plan and a larger lot. All you gotta do is give us a call and we'll be able to give you all the up-to-date incentive information, because builders are giving great incentives right now. It is a great time to buy. So make sure you reach out to us if you have any questions on the Perry floor plan. Let's go check it out. We got 2 more builders to go.
All right, guys, we are here at Legacy at Lake Dunlap. Take a look behind me. You can see, normally we're on Model Row. Well, this is Model Cul-de-sac, right? And on top of that, it's not raining anymore. This is July. We are in July of 2025. And it is starting to heat up. If I had to guess right now, well, I'm in a dark colored shirt so I can feel the heat extra. It's probably, I don't know, 95, 96. Probably gonna get a little bit hotter, get into the high 90s. That's what we've been seeing this year. Haven't crested 100 yet, so that's good. We're happy. The locals are. But anyways, all right, this community is located off of 46. We're probably about 5-7 minutes to I-35, where all your shopping is going to be. You're going to have, you know, everything you need: restaurants, fun, movie theaters, you know, everything you need is literally 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away with traffic. There are some stoplights, but nothing to worry about there. Community itself is $650 annually, or $52 a month. It's going to include the lake access with the private community, and then you're also going to have a private park here as well. So community will be great. It's going to be a golf cart community if we had to guess, because you know, you can throw the kids in the golf cart, load up the beach bag, drive it on down, throw some chairs in the back, and drive it on down to the lake and hang out. No community pool, but they're going to have all kinds of other community events in the center, or the community center, where they're going to have all kinds of stuff, which Katie shows you in one of the videos we walked through in one of the renderings. But as you can see, there's 5 builders behind me: Highland, Perry, Pulte, and then you got the 2 premier builders in here, Toll Brothers and Drees. So yeah, can't beat that. All right, and school district here is going to New Braunfels, New Braunfels School District, which is a great school district if you're thinking about that. If that's something you want to, you know, look into, give us a call. Check that. Give us a call. Email us. We'll help you out. That's what we're here for. All right, let's keep looking at some beautiful homes.
All right, welcome to the Pulte model. This is their Lexington floor plan. This is one of their most popular floor plans. Oh, we let a fly in. So as you come in, they have done a little Art Deco on the walls to really add a little flair. You've got an office right off the entry. It's a good size. And then as you come in, you also have your half bath as well for your guests. Then once you get past this entryway, you do have the ceilings that open up. So the ceilings are, you know, your average 10 foot off your entry. And then once you come in here, it really opens up. You also have your coat closet right here in this hallway. Linen, just kidding. I bet you get to choose that. Most people are gonna make that a coat closet. or this a coat closet. But this is more like your Harry Potter closet. I don't know about you, I wouldn't really want to walk all the way in there to put a coat, but whatever. If you build it, you get to make those choices. And honestly, if you find an inventory home, Pulte will make those small changes for you. But as you come in, you've got a really defined entryway here. The ceiling drops because it's a 2-story home, right? So you've got a defined entryway. It's very squared off. Dining room off to the side. Very large living room. And then your kitchen. What do you guys think of this? I always have opinions. Curious what yours are. So I love the green. I'm really loving the green cabinets with the gold. Personally, it feels very dark in here. There's no natural lighting in the kitchen. It's kind of tucked off to the side, but you might like that because you really do have some good open space into the living room. It's great for entertaining. It's a preference, right? To me, it feels a little dark, but you could probably put some brighter pendant lights in here and it's just fine. But to each their own. You do have your pantry. Sorry, Steve, I'm gonna hit you with that door. So you have a pantry there, and then you have a second pantry over here. Love the storage. You have your laundry room over here. Huh, look at that. You got like a little secondary office. It's interesting. What do y'all think of that? I feel like that's like a timeout closet or something. There's no, oh, there is a window in there. Just kidding. And then your garage is over there. So you'll have a 2-car garage with this floor plan. All right, so the only other thing that is down here is your primary bedroom. Now this one's really cool because you have a really large walk-in closet on the entry to the primary. And then tray ceilings, beautiful windows. I love this bay window here. It's curved, makes it feel very spacious. I mean, y'all know me, I like curved walls. I don't know what it is, the architecture just gets me every time, but very large primary bedroom. As you come into the bathroom, they kept with the green cabinets. They just went with the black hardware. I probably would have stuck with the gold hardware because I love it so much. But you've got a walk-in shower. If you are new to Texas, my personal recommendation would be to never do black tile on the floor. Our water is very hard here. So that flooring would drive me crazy. To each their own, that would be my 2 cents. You have a soaking tub here. And then a second primary closet, also a very good size. So men, you are not getting gypped on the smaller closet. This is a pretty good size closet too. And then you have your linen closet as well. Pretty good size. What do you think? Let's go check out the upstairs. All right, so now we are upstairs. This is a really cool floor plan up here. So you do have the banisters, sorry, couldn't think of that word, that look down on your entryway and office. And then you have 2 short steps that come up to your game room with the tray ceilings. This is huge. What I really like about this layout is this is above the living room, right? So the way your open banisters are is it's not going into the living room, so the noise, more or less, is kept in here. That's the mom brain in me. You might hear some stomping. Your kids are going crazy, but it's a great layout. You've got a closet for all the games. And this is an add-on. You can choose to do this on this floor plan or not. This is your media room. You walk 2 steps down into the media room. This is cool. I would never see my kids if we had this floor plan. Especially not the teenager. And then you have another closet here. So really great space up here. Lots of room for children to run amok. And then you have 3 more bedrooms, so let's go check those out. All right, so this would be a suite. Now this is all talking about Pulte's building structures and all of the great things that Pulte does. But you have, this bedroom has its own bathroom. Also has a walk-in closet. And then the next bedroom, good size walk-in closet. Does have a cute little window in the closet. George. It's a kid's bedroom, it's not a big deal. And then you have your 4th bedroom or 3rd bedroom upstairs. Just gonna check this one out with a walk-in closet. This is one of the largest rooms upstairs, good space. And then you have a full bathroom. They put double vanity here, so you got 2 sinks. And I just want to note, if you see how they tile it, that's typically where the tile ends. If you wanted to tile it to the ceiling, you absolutely could. It's just an additional upgrade. You do have another linen closet. This floor plan has a lot of closets. It's amazing. Now, if you have enough children to fill every one of these bedrooms, you're gonna need every bit of these closets. You also have another one right here that we walked by. That is deep. What do y'all think? This house is massive. Over 3,000 square feet. You can move this layout around a little bit, like you don't have to have the media room. You could add another bedroom. So you could make this larger. You could add another bathroom. You've got lots of options for this one. But let's go check out the outdoor living. All right, so you've got slider doors. Again, this is your choice. It would be an upgrade. Big covered patio for this floor plan. This, again, is in a cul-de-sac lot, so this lot is a little irregularly shaped. What do y'all think? So this is Pulte. You can build in here anywhere from mid-4s, let's call it 450, up to 600s is where Pulte's building in here. So it's really gonna be up to you. They have a lot of great incentives right now. Of course, incentives only last for so long. So you'll wanna reach out to us to get the most up-to-date incentives. Woo, my hair's going crazy. So that's what we have for Pulte. This is a great floor plan. They also have 1-story floor plans as well. So we haven't shown you guys a lot of Pulte, so kind of cool to show you a Pulte. Let's go check out the beautiful Highland. All right, welcome to the Highland model. Now, this is a different Highland than you're gonna see most anywhere else. This is honestly the best deal you're gonna get on a Highland. They're built on 40-foot lots, so they do condense them. But honestly, you're not gonna get a Highland under 500 anywhere else. So this is a great deal and a great floor plan. As you come in, you have in true Highland fashion, a great entryway with a beautiful chandelier, lots and lots of natural light. You do have a laundry room right off the entry. I honestly love the placement of this. Great placement in that it's off the living, so you're not gonna hear your laundry noise. You do have your coat closet here, and this would be your door into your garage. So it is an office because this is the model, but that would be your garage. So this floor plan is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, absolutely beautiful. As you come in, you have high ceilings. So you've got high ceilings, great windows. Check out this fireplace. They did painted brick all the way to the ceiling. Absolutely stunning feature. It feels big because you have all this window space. It's a great size living space. The kitchen is my favorite, but before we go to the kitchen, because I don't want to forget, you do have 2 bedrooms downstairs. You have a guest suite down here as well as your primary. So you have a beautiful guest suite here with its own bathroom. The walk-in shower. And then you also have a really cute half bath right off the living room. Great for entertaining. It's very small. They stuck it in right under the stairs. I love when they use every nook and cranny of the house. So beautiful windows, I want to say 22 feet high, could be 20, but it's really expansive. Another thing that a lot of our clients love that Highland does is they do these arches. So they're really defining this space. You do have this really cool peninsula, so it still helps you have that open floor plan, right? So you can still entertain, but it separates it. This is a gorgeous layout. I'm telling you, this kitchen is a showstopper. Most people will probably switch this out and make this their trash can drawer. We have seen it in some other some other inventory homes with this floor plan, but they did the beautiful quartz countertops. They did the 2-tone cabinets, right? So you've got your white cabinets mixed with this honey wheat. I call it honey wheat. It's something close to that. I can't remember the exact name. It looks like honey wheat to me, so we're just going with it. Gas range. They chose to do the farmer's kitchen sink with the stainless steel lip instead of the porcelain. To each their own. Definitely upgraded fixtures there. But these pendants, like this is what I envision when I say pendants, because I know we bring this up all the time. 3 pendants, perfectly centered. It just flows really well. It doesn't take away from the space. It's just a little added. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. With a dining room in the area, this is a very large table. Lots and lots of space, right? You also have windows that open in the kitchen for those of you that burn things like me. And then of course the designers always go above and beyond and add these pillows, but this is a really great addition. The inventory homes have this as well. So this is not considered an upgrade. It's just part of the floor plan. You also have this addition. So this floor plan comes with this added buffet here. The uppers with the glass are considered extra. However, some other inventory homes here already have the uppers built in. If you were to build from scratch, that would be considered an upgrade. And then you also, which we didn't show you, the pantry, but you do have a pantry over here in the corner, and it's your average size corner pantry. Now, off to the side of the kitchen, you do have your primary bedroom over here. They went all blue. They even did the ceiling blue in here. It's like some serious love affair with baby blue. Not my cup of tea, but maybe someone's. I don't want the ceiling blue, but what do y'all think? Leave me a comment. This size room is really great. If you look, this bed is queen king, good size, big size end tables. And then they also put 2 chairs and a table in here. So with the bay windows, you really have a lot of space. It's a good size room to have this much furniture in it. Your primary bathroom has a nice soak-in tub. Now they tiled this whole space in. So totally up to you. And I don't know the design of that tile, but we're seeing that a lot everywhere too. You've got a double vanity. They brought in the same quartz from the kitchen into the bathroom. And then you have a throne room. And then you have a good sized closet. So it does come around and then all the way back out. On the other side. Now let's go check out what upstairs has to offer. We've got 2 more bedrooms upstairs with a full bath and a game room. Let's go check it out. All right, so you've got a good sized game room here. I'm loving all the windows. You've got windows on this side, windows off the living room, so you're really getting natural light from every direction. So really beautiful. The carpet is really plush in here. Just so they went a little extra on that padding underneath. This is considered an upgrade, but this nook is not. So the floor plan has this in the inventory, it just doesn't have the cabinetry. But this is a great idea, and honestly, if I built from scratch, I would probably add that in. All right, so we've got 2 bedrooms over here. Bedroom number 3. Good size bedrooms up here, honestly. Really great space with walk-in closets. And your 4th and final bedroom. This one is the smallest of the 4 with your walk-in closet. And then you got lots of closets as well upstairs. So you've got a closet here. This one is locked. You have a really good sized linen closet. I mean, it's an L shape, so lots and lots of room there, which is great. And then you have your secondary bathroom. They chose to do 2 sinks in here, which is very smart if you have multiple children. And then it's a tight squeeze here, but you do have your tub shower combo and toilet. I also want to point out you do have your pull down attic space here. So if you pull this down, you'll have stairs to go up into the attic. So more storage there. And then you also have a little closet we didn't show you when we came up here for your game room. Got a good size game room closet. So what do you guys think of the upstairs? For such a big home on a small lot, I feel like they've used every nook and cranny of this house, and it flows really well. You can't beat that kitchen. That kitchen's gorgeous. Let's go take a look at the outdoor living. All right, so we've got a beautiful covered patio out here. Highland does a really good job of really encompassing a good size covered patio. They also did the gas plumb out over here for your outdoor kitchen if you choose to do that. Great size. Now this is an abnormally large lot because it's a model home and on a cul-de-sac, so backyards don't typically look like this in this neighborhood. It also will be much smaller because these are 40-foot lots, right? So just keep in mind that frontage is the 40. So your neighbors are a little bit closer, but honestly, the way these homes are laid out are really well. Steve and I have also walked the 1-stories on these lots for Highland. They all flow really well. It's a Highland home. You can't go wrong. Honestly, all 5 of these builders are phenomenal. In my opinion, just an opinion, but it's mine, the Highland in this community is your best bang for buck. They are pricing these homes in the low 400s up to the mid 5s. You can get in a Highland home for $450. Like, that's phenomenal. Typically Highland homes are gonna be 500 plus. You can get in smaller yard, lower maintenance, totally up to you, but it's a great community. And in my opinion, if you can get into a Highland home at $450 and you're surrounded by homes that are 600, 700, you're winning the equity game, right? So it just depends if you want a larger lot or not. If you're looking for a larger lot, you have those options here. If you're wanting more turnkey, low maintenance, you have that option in this neighborhood too. But I also want to point out, you have lake access. That is what is making this neighborhood unique, premier, unlike anything else that we have to offer here in this price point. There are other neighborhoods that have lake access, but you're in the millions, right? This is one that you can get in at $500,000 or less and have that lake access. So that's what we have for you for all the models. Don't leave yet. I'm gonna bring you a map video so you can see exactly where this neighborhood is located, and you can decide if it's the right one for you. Let's get after it. All right, so now you guys have seen all of the beautiful models, all 5 of them. Thanks for sticking around to the very end. We're gonna jump on a map real quick, and I'm gonna show you exactly where this community is located. Let's jump in. All right, so here we are on a map. I am including San Antonio. I know this is a New Braunfels video, but I want you to at least see where in relation to San Antonio. That way you know where the big city is, all right? So you have San Antonio here. We're gonna do some really quick housekeeping just so that you guys know how to get around our lovely city. So 1604 is your outer loop that goes all the way around the outer portion of San Antonio. Obviously it's grown outside of that, but that is the outer loop. Then we have 410, which is your inner loop. You have I-10, which comes from Houston. Really, it comes from Florida, right? But towards Houston, comes into San Antonio, and then jets up north. It will take you all the way to California if you stay on it, but in San Antonio, it is actually north and south instead of east and west. And then you have I-90, which will take you out west. Then you have 281, which is your freeway into the hill country. And then you have I-35 over here, which is your main corridor. Really, I-35 comes all the way from South Texas and goes all the way up north to Canada, right? So the most heavily traveled portion of I-35 is between San Antonio and Dallas. So this is all super important. Now let's clean this up so you guys can see where we are today. So as you can see, New Braunfels is just north of San Antonio. We're gonna consider it northeast of San Antonio. And as we zoom in, we'll start here. You can see from downtown New Braunfels into San Antonio is going to be 15 to 20 minutes. And when I say into San Antonio, I'm meaning to the 1604 I-35 portion of San Antonio. If you want to go from New Braunfels to downtown, you are going to be about 40 minutes into downtown, if I had to guess, 30 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic that day. So you're relatively close to San Antonio, but really, if you're living in New Braunfels and you're coming into San Antonio, either go downtown or you're going to stick to the Forum, which is the shopping center right here. And then there's a shopping center just southwest, I guess you would say, of that interchange. You've got IKEA there, a bunch of restaurants, chain restaurants. And then of course the Forum has, you know, your Target, your Hobby Lobby, just a bunch of shopping and other restaurants as well. So as far as where Legacy at Dunlap is, as you can see, this is the river that comes through right here. And as I zoom in, you'll be able to see they call it Lake Dunlap. And this is kind of what I was telling you guys on the video, right? Like, it is a river, but it widens in this area. So they consider it, or they don't consider it, it's a river, but they call it Lake Dunlap because it is significantly wider. You could put a boat in there. It's a little deeper in that area as well. So this is the cool neighborhood that is actually located right off 46. So if I zoom out a little, you can see 46 will take you from New Braunfels into Bulverde and then into Boerne. So it is a scenic route. They are widening the road, so it won't be as scenic. They haven't widened it in New Braunfels yet, but they are currently widening it in the Bulverde area, to Bulverde to Boerne at the moment. But there's a lot of growth out that way. So if we zoom into Lake Dunlap, let's talk about legacy at Lake Dunlap. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of neighborhoods, but I do want to point out here, when you're on 46, you can notice how all of these neighborhoods kind of stop. They don't go to the river. There's a few over here that do, and then there's obviously some that go in. But there really isn't any off 46 that give you that lake access or beachfront lake. I'm gonna keep calling it lake because the map says lake, but it's really a river, guys. So bear with me as I figure out the right terminology for it. But if we zoom in a little bit more, they really don't have it on the map quite yet. So this is where the neighborhood is. This is right here. That is going to be legacy at Lake Dunlap. It's just not on the map yet. So all the model homes are right here. And then as you could see on Steve's beautiful drone footage, they've developed to about here, or they are currently putting in the roads and everything. And then this portion right here is going to be custom homes. And then this section right here, they're going to make a community park and then put like a beachfront here. So you will have your own community park with picnic tables and things like that to hang out in this area and have access to that waterfront there. So this is where the neighborhood is located. Let me zoom out so you can see where in relation it is to everything. 46 is growing. So what I will say, and this is totally a preference, over time they will widen 46. If you're taking 46 going this way, this will get you into Seguin. So my point on saying that is it is a very traveled freeway. It's a highway, a state highway, not an interstate, just a highway, right? So it is stoplight, 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 stoplight. I mean, it's stop and go. So the speed limit is a little higher over here because it is a little more rural. But as more builders build out, because there are a ton of new builds on this side and a ton of new builds on this side. So it's just starting to really build out, which is going to cause congestion on 46. Like there's no way around that. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna have to widen that road here in the future and hopefully get rid of some of these lights. Honestly, it would make it a lot smoother. But that is just the honest truth that I want to tell you. If you are traveling in 2:35 on mornings or evenings, 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock a.m., 5 o'clock p.m., you're gonna have congestion on 46 right here. It won't be too bad further down, but if I had to guess, I have honestly never been there at 8 a.m. in the morning, but just with the way traffic patterns are and everybody leaving for work and all of those new builds coming into the area, I would assume that it gets pretty backed up here. And then it's a slow go because it's stoplight traffic to the interstate. So you might have a little delay there on 46, but overall it's very close to things. So you're just really 5-10 minutes to 35 from the neighborhood. I mean, the neighborhood's right here, this area. So you're about 5 to 10 minutes to I-35 depending on traffic. And then you have everything you need right here, right? You've got a Home Depot, you've got a bunch of fast food restaurants on 46. There's like a couple, like a Mexican restaurant. There's not a ton of restaurants on this side of 46, but if you go under the underpass on 35 in this area, you're downtown New Braunfels once you go under this underpass, right? So all of this, you're gonna have restaurants, Schlitterbahn's right there. You've got a whole bunch of restaurants, Home Depot, and then a ton of restaurants right here off I-35. If you go just a little north, you have your HEB right here at that next stop. So you don't even really need to get on the freeway. You just take the frontage road to the HEB. So, and then right here at this interchange, there's a shopping center right here at I-35 and 46, and there's a Kohl's. So if you like Kohl's, my mom is an avid Kohl's shopper. She gets really excited when she gets a good deal. There's a Kohl's and there's some few other shopping items there. Let's see if we zoom in, you might be able to see what other companies are there. Just a Kohl's, and then they have a Golden Corral. Don't know how long that'll be there, but there is one there right now. But again, you have coffee shop, Mexican restaurant. There's always a Mexican restaurant, guys. South Texas, Central Texas. But as you can see, you have a lot of restaurants in the area. Like when you zoom in, IHOP, you have a bar and grill, you have a cafe. They have Root Cellar Cafe, I've heard has really good brunch. I haven't been there. But of course your Home Depot, Peter Piper Pizza. If you've got kids, they'll love it. The games are significantly cheaper at Peter Piper Pizza than they are at like Chuck E. Cheese and Main Event and some of that stuff. So, and their pizza's not terrible. I mean, it's kid pizza, right? So it's super greasy, but overall, Peter Piper Pizza is a great place to take the kids to beat the heat. But as you can see, once you pass 35 into this area, it turns into Loop 337, which takes you around New Braunfels, right? The outskirts. So you could avoid downtown New Braunfels if you wanted to. As you can see, 46, right? Your neighborhood's right here. You can come in 46 right here. It turns into Loop 337. You can go around and then continue on 46 that way. But really, your closest HEB is right here. This is the HEB I would if I lived in this area. And then you're really, really close to downtown. So like 10 minutes from the neighborhood into downtown New Braunfels with everything you could possibly need. 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes to HEB. You have the snake farm that Steve used to work at once upon a time. Over here. He loves snakes. I think they're so, don't put one near me. I'll burn a house down with a snake in it. Just kidding. I wouldn't burn a house down, but I don't like them. Anyway, so 35 to San Antonio, right? Super fast, but this is just a good idea to show you where everything is in relation to San Antonio and New Braunfels. If this is a neighborhood that you find yourself intrigued on, I mean, the pricing is great. Lake access or river access is actually really cool and unique. So a lot of great things, and you get a new build home from it. So I do just want to point out the river doesn't always look as brown as it does in this video. We just so happen to have a lot of rain the last week. So if you are familiar with Texas, July 4th brought a ton of rain, July 4th, 2025 into the Kerrville, Hunt area. Honestly, tragic flooding there, but New Braunfels is downstream. So a lot of all of that debris, not really debris, but just the muck that it drug up came down that river. So that is why it is a little brown. Typically it is not that. It is a river, so it is not as blue. But it is a little exceptionally brown for this video, so I do apologize for that. But we'll bring you an update when the next phase opens, and hopefully the river will look much prettier then. I would not advise getting in the river right now. I would give it another week or so and let all of the flooding reside and all of that, because the current is really strong right now. So anyway, I digress. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love to hear from you. Hopefully this was helpful and hopefully not too boring, because it was a really long one. But you guys have a great day. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you liked and what you didn't like. If you had a builder that was your favorite, let us know. We love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next